Alright, so on all my videos you get the usual diesel guys, which I'm a diesel nut, but you know, everybody goes, well, just delete it. Delete the diesel, your problems are gone forever. It's just, and everything's peachy, and I don't believe that to be true all the time. Definitely a deleted truck helps, but you know, and then you get these in my opinion, I got people claiming some unrealistic fuel mileage deals. So here's one, a truck for an oil change. It's a 2015. It's got the non-California stuff going on, right? It's a single cab. Get out of the truck. Get out of the truck. Yep. The dog is making a mess. Single cab. It's a dually, so that's different than the 7.3, but it pulls this trailer all the time. It does a flat run from Colorado to Oklahoma, hauling goats and things, and then it deadheads coming home. So we'll look at the average fuel mileage from what the dash says. We're on factory size tires, nothing crazy, so the dash should be fairly correct. I'm sure I can ask this guy to do some serious fuel mileage stuff. We'd like to look into it, but you know, he hasn't reset it in a while. It was after his last run. Let's look here. So we go info, reset, got it. Trailer's connected. Run through our stuff here. Whoops, wrong button. 9.2 is the average. So 9.2, it is a dually. It's a 2016 with 120,000 miles on it. But you know, it's almost an identical setup to what my brother-in-law is pulling with that 7.3. And the 7.3 right now is averaging around 10 miles to the gallon. Today, he had no wind and he did a little over 11. But you know, on a windy day, he'll get pulled down to 8 miles to the gallon in a heavy windy day. But you know, hanging around pulling an almost identical setup in this scenario, you know, the scenario's changed. They're not running the same route, but these guys are claiming, you know, 15, 17 miles to the gallon towing, and that's a BS deal. I had a 6.7 that was non-California, and it maybe got 15 empty a handful of times. Towing, it was a 10 miles a gallon truck. Don't get me wrong, had tons of power, and you get 10 miles a gallon pulling 40,000 pounds at 100 miles an hour, but it's just, people make these unrealistic claims about these trucks, and it's like, no, it's not particularly true. But this is just a one case scenario. This doesn't apply to everybody. I'm not generalizing, but this is a truck that pulls a trailer similar to the one we've been comparing in my other videos. Runs a similar flat, kind of a high country route out of Colorado. Does it continuously, does the fuel mileage he sees pretty regularly. You know, these really high fuel mileage, delete it, you'll get this kind of fuel mileage out of these diesels, isn't particularly true. Don't get me wrong, this motor makes a ton of power, way more power than the 7.3, but you know, 75 miles an hour is 75 miles an hour, so you know, it's not like the 7.3 is dinking around to get there. It'll get out of its way for pretty good. So just a quick little video to compare it to if you're going to be shopping trucks. I wish I could get a hold of a Dodge or a Chevy kind of running the same thing to see what it does, but you know, yeah, so as of today, when I saw my brother-in-law, when he pulled that trailer back, you know, he was like a non-windy day, pretty light load, but still pulling a 20, I think it's a 30-foot trailer just like this one. You know, he was doing like, it was over 11, I think it was 11.2, and it's pretty accurate. We're on factory tires, nothing crazy there, no fuel additives or nothing. The other thing I'd like to compare is, so this oil change, we're in it with the filter, the oil, and then my MOA. You got to run 2 cans because we got more capacity in this to get your stuff right. We're in this oil change. Well, oil's about $25. Well, I had Rotella at $23 a gallon, Rotella $15.40. So you got 3 gallons there, and then you got two little cans of MOA. That's $30. I can't remember the math, but we're in this around 100 with the filter and everything. Just an oil change, no fuel filters. I'll have to look at my numbers, but we're in it well over $100. You know, we got $75 in oil pretty much, and then another $30 in MOA. So there's your 105 plus the $15 filter. That's pretty cheap because that's my cost. I think I get them around $15 now for a Baldwin filter. So yeah, you're in it. Well, come on, brain, do some math. It's the end of the day. 110, $130 just in materials. That's with no labor or nothing. That's 7.3 with extra oil, an oil filter, MOA, and everything. We were in it, I think, $53. I'll have to look at my video. But something else to keep in mind, you know, right now, and at 9.2 miles to the gallon, even if these trucks are getting the same fuel mileage over here in Colorado, the gas is like 30 cents a gallon cheaper on average. If you get out on the highway, you're looking at almost 50-cent difference. You know, this is just, I'm not ragging on diesels. If you want one, buy one. I've got them. I run a 6-liter. You know, if I had the money to throw around, I'd buy another 7.3 and make a service truck out of it. But I'm just trying to help enlighten the reality of what comes through my shop and what I see. You get people that claim all kinds of crazy stuff, and that's not particularly true all the time. But this is kind of a cool comparison. Runs a similar route, pulls a very similar trailer, is set up very similarly. You know, being a dually, you're not going to see that much of a fuel mileage change. In my experience, I never saw enough to really even count. But, you know, as of right now, in this scenario, this truck's getting worse fuel mileage. You know, and I don't know how he was driving it, but, you know, right now it's getting about a mile, almost 2 miles a gallon less MPGs than the gas motor, costing well over twice as much to change the oil. And, you know, if you were to go out and purchase this truck, you're looking at about a $10,000 difference. So it's getting crazy to own these things. It's a bummer deal because I love them so much I decided to work on them for a living. So you know, just something to enlighten. I'm a Ford guy. These are good trucks. The Cummins is a good truck too. GM, it's not my favorite, but some people get along with them well. I put a fast pump on them. So yeah, so here's another just little, is that crazy dog doing? Another little, you know, another something I'm seeing. I hope this helps somebody out and, you know, helps them make a decision down the road that, yeah. So thanks for watching, and we'll keep doing little videos and things like that.